Okay, so this is a biomass renewable energy project, and the whole idea of this is that in landfills, all this organic matter and trash will, over time, as it decomposes, release methane, and this whole process is a way to capture that methane and turn it into energy that we can use for electricity.
So it starts off with, it's a landfill gas method. They take basically organic matter that is left over from what we have eaten, and they bury it underground and let it decompose and release methane. So this layer at the very top is a cap soil. It keeps any methane from getting out, as well as this plastic liner that's right underneath it. It also keeps methane from getting out. Methane is 75%?
It's 25% more potent than CO2 as a greenhouse gas,
Yes.
which means that it's more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere.
And so then you have your layer of trash or organic matter, and then you have another layer of soil, and then another layer of plastic liner to keep any leachate from getting into the layers of groundwater or soil below all of this. And leachate is like organic matter that's been decomposed, and it's like a liquid slime. And then you have groundwater, which is protected by this liner. And then this is a leachate collection pipe, and this is a leachate tank. This pumps any leachate from this soil that's right below the organic matter. Any leachate that I can get to, it gets pumped into this tank, where scientists can then test the leachate and see if the pH level is good for decomposers to decompose all this organic matter. So now we start with the gas collection. So this is a gas collector. This gasifier basically acts as a vacuum to pump all the methane gas from this landfill to this gasifier, which it is then pressurized into the fire chamber. And in this fire chamber, it is ignited. And while this is happening, this water tank is pulling water into these pipes. They're supposed to be a tight spiral, but we couldn't do that with straws. So this water through these pipes is going to heat up, and when it heats up, it turns into steam, and it'll naturally expand. So it naturally becomes pressurized. They don't need a pressurizer. So once this gets pressurized and heats up and turns into steam, it comes through this pipe and blows on the blades of a turbine. So this turbine, it has a rotary column that goes to the middle of it, and it's attached to the turbine, and as the turbine spins, it spins the rotary column. This rotary column also leads directly to a generator. This rotary column has magnets inside a copper encasing, which is it is your generator. And this creates electron flow, and that is your electricity. So after this all happens and the electron flow is established, then you have electricity that you can use.
And this is also a closed system regarding water, because this steam, once it's blowing on this turbine, it's going to cool down and it's going to condense. And we have this other pipe here that's going to collect that condensation, and it's going to go right back to the water tank, where it can be reused for later processes. And this is a really neat process because we have an abundance of this organic matter and trash, and we already have a place to put it. We already put it in landfills, so this is just an amazing way to reuse what we're already doing and put this organic matter that would otherwise be wasted to good use.
And it can be used. It's really neat because it's a can be depletable renewable resource. So once it's good if you don't over harvest. So that means that you're planting crops just to put in a landfill, so it creates this power. What its intended purpose is to use stuff that we've already eaten and that we like, basically your orange peelings and banana peeling or any of that. That is like great stuff to put in here, but don't put a whole banana or a whole apple because that just kind of defeats the purpose.